Baseball season starts tomorrow. I have 4 guys that I like in strikeout props. Let's check them out. Hey, hello everyone. It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Cake, back with another Prize Picks video. And this is baseball now. We're turning into baseball season. Trying to figure out how exactly I was going to do these baseball videos. I think I'm going to start with focusing on the strikeout props and do a video specifically on that. And then maybe do a second video where I do a little bit of everything else of other props that might come up. But I think I definitely want to do a strikeout video every day. And maybe I can knock these things out the night before if we get the data that's out there. Usually baseball, they're pretty good about getting those lines out early. So if they get them out the night before, I'll knock out the video the night before. And then we might do a second video the following day with everything else. So with that, if you like these videos, you want to see more of this, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going on here. And yeah, let's take a little baseball. That's all. Let's go. All right, as you can tell, we have the MLB Prize Picks desktop version up here. As you can see, they have strikeouts, first inning runs allowed. I really like this one. This is kind of fun, so I'll probably throw this up if I do a second video. Fantasy pitching score. Again, this will probably be in if I do another video as well. I do like these. Hitter fantasy score. These are a little harder to do, but if we find situations that are just too good to pass up, we'll have to jump on a few of these. Hits and walks, total bases, and runs and RBIs. So again, we'll be jumping on these. This video, though, is going to be strictly strikeouts, and I'm going to talk about 4 guys here. 2 that I love. I'll save those for the end. And then, 2 that I'm a little iffy on. 1 guy more of a control issue, but the matchup is actually really good in his favor when it comes to strikeouts. Just really curious about, he can get a little bit wild. And we'll talk about him first, actually. And that one, we're talking about Valdez here. All these are going to be overs for these strikeouts. Again, it's early in the season. We shouldn't see massive innings out of these guys. But all these props are kind of low. These guys are probably not going to go more than 6 innings, but that doesn't mean they can't rack up strikeouts with some of these guys. So yeah, so we're going to go here. We're going to look at Valdez in this lineup that they should be putting out here for Los Angeles. He does have, as a lefty, he does have a 25% K rate against lefties and a 22% K rate against righties here. And if we go back and look at this lineup here, where they go Ohtani, Trout, Walsh, Rendon, Marsh, 39% K rate, and he's a lefty, right? And Valdez, K's lefties really well. So there's a lot of, basically Adele, same kind of thing. He's a righty, but he's a 35% K rate. Both those guys. Ohtani K's 30% of the time against lefties. Trout 26% of the time. Walsh is a lefty 27% of the time. So there's a lot of K potential here if he can keep the control issues here. That's basically what's gonna slow him down. He throws a lot of sinkers. 50% of the time he throws a sinker, and then he's got a knuckle curve that he throws 30% of the time. If we kind of look and see what this lineup does against the sinker, we're going to look at Walsh is extremely terrible at it. He's got a .019 ISO on it. Definitely not very good against that sinker. So we can probably count on him being in the heart of that order. Maybe we can get a couple strikeouts out of him. Same kind of thing with Marsh. Really bad at it. Really bad ISO with that. Has a 26% whiff rate, swinging strike rate on Brandon Marsh. Ohtani's actually got a 25% swinging strike rate on that sinker as well. So the numbers match up pretty well with him. It just comes down to how well he's going to his control issues. So that's the only reason here. If we go look at the model, again, I pitching projections up for DFSArmy, and all these things will be in our Prize Picks model that we have over there. And Valdez is actually sitting at a 6.35 projected strikeout rate, or strikeouts, and he's 4.5 here. So we almost get 2 strikeouts from what my model's telling me to what the strikeouts is on Prize Picks. So we're going to take the over here, and hopefully his control issues will be in check here. So the next one we're going to look at here, we're going to go up to Corbin Burnes. We're going to take the over in him as well, going up against the Sadly Cubs. my sad Cubs. And looking at this lineup that the Cubs is going to send out, just makes me kind of want to throw up. But looking back what Burnes did in April of last year, he started 5 games last April, and I was looking kind of what innings. He put 6.1, 6, 6, 6 in 5 innings, putting up 11, 9, 10, 10, and 9 strikeouts. One of them was against my Cubs. Put up 10 Ks against them in 6 innings. And he should be able to mow these guys down. He's a 35% K rate against lefties and a 37% K rate against righties. We got a couple guys in this lineup that are just really high strikeout guys here. Contreras, 28% strikeouts against righties. Hap, 28% against righties. Wisdom's a 38% against righties. He should easily get 2 Ks against him. And we'll see what Suzuki does, right? In this Cubs heart of the order, probably should hit 5th here. We'll see what he does. So just those 3 guys alone, he could probably get 6 strikeouts. And with what he's done, I'm going to take the over here on Burnes. And just with this lineup, it just does not excite me at all. And I feel like we'll probably get 6 innings out of him going up against Chicago here. So I like the over on that one. And then the 2 that I absolutely love here, we'll talk about both of them. The first one we're going to talk about is the Biebs. Shane Bieber. We're going to talk over 6.5 Ks here as well. Went back and look at, last April, what he did. Same kind of thing. Saw 6 innings, 6.1 innings, put up 12, 12, 11, 13, 9, 11 strikeouts in some of these games. And he played KC back on April 7th, and he put up 12 strikeouts in 6 innings against those guys. So he gets a great matchup here. Going up against KC. They got a lot of high K strikeout guys. Old Salvi Perez, 27% K rate against righties. Dozier, 27% against righties. Mondesi, 34% against righties. Taylor, 27% against righties. So there's some real high strikeout guys. Kind of very similar lineup as last year. Merrifield will probably get on base. Benintendi probably get on base a little bit, but these guys towards the bottom of the order here, he should be able to mow these guys down. So 6.5 feels a little low. Looking at our model over here, we have his strikeout prop at 8.34. So almost 2 full strikeouts on him, what the model is telling me, and then what they have it over here at Prizepicks. So looking what he throws, again, he has a 38% K rate against lefties. So again, Benintendi's in that lineup, Lopez at the bottom, and he's got 34% K rate against righties, just elite. And I'm assuming he's a healthy right now. That's always the worry about him, but he is an elite strikeout pitcher, right up there with Burnes, and we get him at 6.5 strikeouts. I love the over here. He does throw basically 3 pitches. Basically just regular fastball, a slider, and then a knuckle curve. And he should be able to mow these guys down. So I really like this over for Shane Bieber. And the last one we're going here is one I really like. It's Tyler Mahle. Going up against Atlanta, only 5 strikeouts here. He looked really good towards the end of last season, and I think we can take advantage of that with him. Looking at what he can do, he has a 28% K rate against lefties and a 26% K rate against righties. And if we look at this lineup, there's a lot of Ks to be had in this Atlanta lineup here. We got Olsen, who came over from Oakland last year. He's 22% K rate here, sitting in probably in the 2-hole. 27% K rate with Riley, 23% K rate for Ozuna. Albies 22% K rate. Duvall 30% K rate. Then the bottom of the order, Swanson 27%, Dickerson's 22%. There's a ton of potential here for him to mow these guys down. So a lot of high strikeout guys. I think it's a great lineup for getting it at 5 strikeouts. It should be much higher than that. I was looking at our model a little bit, and we have it at 6.44 strikeouts for the model. And you can get all those numbers over at DFSArmy in our Prizepicks model that we have. Basically takes my projection model, matches it up against the Prizepick lines here, and it'll tell you the edge that you get. It's very simple, very easy to read, and it's something that VIP members get for DFSArmy. So if you don't have that account for Prizepicks and you're a new account holder, you can get access to that and the NBA one while you're at it over there. So if we go look at what he does, he basically throws mainly a fastball and a slider. And it's just with the whiff rates on some of these. Olsen, 30% swinging strike rate against the fastball. Riley, the same kind of thing. If we go look at the sliders, Riley, 43% swinging strike rate against that. Ozuna, 47%. Duvall, 48%. So these guys, swing right through these pitches, and that's basically how he's setting them up here. Throws that slider 40% of the time. So it's basically just a fastball and a slider. And there's, Swanson 42% of the time. So there's 4 guys right there, almost 50% of the time swinging right through that slider. So with what he's done, I do like the over here. So if we had to look at these and we had to rank these strikeouts, I'm going to go Shane Bieber over 6.5 strikeouts. Tyler Mahle over 5 strikeouts. Then I'm going to go up to Corbin Burnes over 7.5 strikeouts. And then Valdez, just because of his control issues, I'm going to go over 4.5 strikeouts for him. So there's 4 strikeout props for you. Like I said, we'll look and dig a little deeper, and maybe I'll do a second MLB video. But for sure, I'm going to do these strikeout props for you each and every day, and hopefully you liked it. If you like this video, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the flip side. Deuces.